recap.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder, episode 18. We're gonna go ahead, dive right down in, and let's have all the cast roll a d20, please.
Guys, I have 2 lines of my notes from last week. I'm not doing the recap.
Fuck!
Come on, Levine, don't get a 1.
Right?
Oh! All right, Mr. Gaffon, Josh, why don't you go ahead and take us away for the recap, please?
Oh, man. Okay, so we started out. It was at breakfast, right? I think it was when Jasper got drug in.
Second breakfast.
We found out that Jasper was cursed. We talked about that for a couple minutes. We took Jasper over to what temple? It took him over to a temple. I can't remember.
Tyr?
Was it Tears?
No, we went to.
It was
No,
It was the House of Affinity.
The House of Infinity for Azoth.
Azoth, that's the one. He got tossed into a giant bowl of fire.
As you do.
We thought he was dead, so I was going to leave him. It is what it is. I mean, he gave it the old college try. Then, of course, Levine had to drag him out of it after his own internal conflict, I guess, was taken care of. And come to find out he was cursed because he's a coward, which makes sense. All the shade.
Harsh.
The curse was broken. Then come to find out he killed his babysitter or something by trying to fix his babysitter's roof.
Kind of wish that I had done it.
The house collapsed on the babysitter because he tried to fix the roof and he was bad at it.
No.
Nope.
No, that's not how that works.
Nope, that's not what happened. It was because it was like kind of the you broke your curse and like this was kind of paying for your broken curse.
The creature from the curse like sucked the life out of her, and the guy who told me how to break the curse told me it was because I got better, so she had to die.
Oh, okay.
Like a balance.
And then we got to the meat and potatoes of the whole episode where we found out that General Tendaris was had an imposter playing, like impersonating him, who we had originally talked to. Come to find out that wasn't him. He tried to he held a sword to me, which I did not appreciate at all.
I didn't appreciate it either.
Yeah, come to find
My job. My job.
Come to find out he had some proof that would have given him lordship or kingship or something over Waterdeep. And the council found out about it and essentially stole his proof. And then we had to decide whether or not we were going to help him and his family, i.e. his pregnant wife, escape, which the party did decide we were going to help. They're going into hiding while we finish up our plans to get a boat, and then we will try and meet up and get them out of Waterdeep when we leave. At the same time, we realize that it's 10 o'clock and I need to go meet with Atlas, which is going to be our map maker. The name.
And we meet our heroes running to the meeting. Wait.
And then we left off last week on. But that's pretty much it. We took off because we're late to a very important date.
Indeed. Larch and Gaffon, I believe Levine and Jasper were staying behind. Larch and Gaffon were heading towards the Kadrith Institute of Arcana to meet up with the Arcanist Doleth and the Lore Bearer Atlas. You're going to go meet them. You had an appointment. So, we're gonna start right off. That takes a couple minutes. You guys managed to find another rickshaw to drag you down into the East District. They... Let's see here. Sorry, just a moment. Yeah, they bring you down into the South Ward, behind all the walls towards where the large school/library. You are approached by the 7 completely black cloaked guards once more, and they don't even ask you anymore at this point. Seeing that you guys have an appointment, they just gesture for you to stand in front of them. The two of you hold hands, a portal opens up in the floor, and you guys are teleported once more into the city. Or sorry, into the school.
Into the school.
Whereas before you would appear in the crisp, clean, dimly lit library, you are currently in what looks like just a large sitting room. Here you can see the half-elf gentleman who is the Knowledge Keeper, Arcanist Doleth, the person you spoke with before who told you about Atlas and also scheduled the meeting. Also here, you can see a very old, frail, gaunt-boned, looks almost like a walking skeleton. He's got very few wisps of pale white hair. His eyes are completely clouded over in gray and blacks. And on his shoulder is a little pygmy owl. And the Arcanist stands up once you all arrive, and it's good to see you all again. Good job for making good time. I'd like to give you the introduction of our lore bearer and cartographer, Atlas. They are blind and they are deaf. However, their small friend Archimedes will interpret it for you as well, and I will be able to interpret what they say. The lore bearer begins doing some sign language. The small pygmy owl of brown and gray furs kind of flutters down under the table between the two of you. He just kind of looks up at both of you, kind of clicks his little beak, and the Arcanist kind of doesn't really look at you guys anymore, just looks towards the lore bearer and nods, understanding the gestures that Atlas is doing. He says it is good to meet you and that he hopes to be of assistance.
Pleasure meeting you too.
Yeah, it's good to meet you too. Sorry we're a minute or two late. We had some last minute business come up this morning. But anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time than needed.
Okay. The Atlas begins doing some more gestures with his sign language. Doleth nods a couple times. He wishes to ask why you head towards the southern glaciers.
We have been led that way in our attempt to resolve the ordning.
Looking for a Sphinx.
The little Archimedes kind of clicks their beak and kind of tilts their head a bit towards you, Larch. Atlas begins speeding up a bit. Doleth nods a couple more times. I understand you are looking for Sphinx. You are looking to the, I believe it's the Well of Prosperity, is what it's called.
No, I think it was an oasis, but there
Oasis.
could be a well.
Oasis of Prosperity, yes, thank you, sorry. They believe they've seen of it before, through magics, and may be able to provide you with some maps of the local area. However, and he kind of pauses for a second as Atlas catches up, does some more signing. They wish to come with you to experience the site themselves.
Wait, aren't they blind?
Large. That is something that I can't agree to without all party members' input. I personally wouldn't mind. I would actually love the company, but like I said, I can't just invite you onto somebody else's boat, if that makes sense.
Deleth at this point nods a couple times and looks towards both of you. Where are your other party members?
They were back up at the keep handling that business that happened this morning.
The Arcanist's eyes kind of go blank for a couple moments. One is a tiefling, the other is a goblin.
Yeah, it's him.
Levine, inside your head, you hear, "Hello. Do you accept to be teleported?"
Will you take this collect call? Charges may apply.
We were trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty.
Dude, just use sending on a villain in your campaign and just always do that.
Who is this?
The Arcanist kind of rolls his eyes and looks towards the two of you again.
Yeah, yeah.
I
You got Levine.
He does this a lot. Yeah.
Casts another of their spells.
I don't think she understands sending.
Cast another of their spells. This is Arcanist Deleth. I am here with your allies, Larch and Gafan. We require the rest of your inputs. Do you accept to be teleported?
Why was that hard in the first sentence is my question. Yes. Is from where we were, we haven't gone very far. Like, were you doing anything, Jasper?
No, I thought we were just like taking them to the crypt where their hideout
Yeah.
was. So we're probably still at the castle.
Okay, that's what I assume. Well, I mean, I would be kind of gesturing and grabbing him and saying yes.
Hold the small one's neck and wait 5 seconds.
That's ambiguous. Don't worry.
It's like Homer and Bart.
I will.
Come here,
I'll
Jasper.
hold the back of his neck like a small child.
It's just Homer and Bart.
Not
Just
like a
absolutely
chicken.
fucking strangling.
Yeah, so you grab the back of Jasper's cloak and whatnot, and a couple more seconds go by, and then you feel this freezing cold wash over you. You're blinded, and then you stumble. Both of you roll me quick acrobatics checks, please.
Oh no.
I am holding on to him.
Levine kind of stumbles a bit and manages to just like kick Jasper, and Jasper, you go rolling across the room a bit and kind of stumble into a chair.
What's happening?
The half elf just kind of looks towards the two of you and then looks towards Larch and Gafan.
Shouldn't it be standard practice that somebody invading somebody else's thoughts just has the common courtesy to introduce themselves first? I don't think it should be a strange thing. And for me to be attacked every time somebody unannounced pops into my head.
Listen, do you
It's
know
fair.
anything about do you know anything about magic? Do you know how this works?
I
Stay
don't
in your
need
lane.
to.
Stay in your lane.
Larch backs up a little bit.
Archimedes kind of backs up with Larch. The Arcanist stands up. He's in fine blue and purple robes with small silver filigrees along the edges, and just kind of does a bow towards the two of you. I am Arcanist Doleth, Knowledge Keeper, and interpreter for Lore Bearer and cartographer Atlas. And he gestures to this old frail man sitting in his chair with a little pygmy owl bopping around on the table. For a second, you kind of think it's McFly, but no, it's a different small creature.
Different small bird.
This is Archimedes. Don't sit on him. I've made that mistake before. Atlas does a couple signs, and the Arcanist says, "It is a pleasure to meet you both. Please have a seat. Would you like some tea?"
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm okay, thanks.
Okay. A couple seconds go by, and a small silver floating tray kind of comes in and places down. Gafan, you're pretty sure this is an unseen servant. Kind of comes in and puts down this full tea service in front of Large Levine and Gafan, almost squishing Archimedes. Archimedes bobs out of the way, trying not to get squished by the plate. You serve yourselves the tea and whatnot. After a while, Doleth says, "So the information on the table is the Lore Bearer wishes to accompany all of you to the southern glaciers. That is
Yeah.
what he requires as payment."
So essentially, he's going to make us maps or bring maps or whatever of the local area, plus helping us get a course there and whatever other input that he would have that would be valuable. In order for us to get that, he wants to go with us. I told him that I couldn't just say yes to that without talking to everybody, and then poof, you're here.
Poof. Did he
Hey.
give a reason why?
He wanted to experience the sights for himself.
I mean, it'd probably be pretty handy to have him on board, right?
I mean, yeah, he'd be available for any questions and stuff.
He is also a powerful practitioner of magic, though frail as he is.
I mean, there'd have to, I would assume, like gesturing at him, that there would be some reasonable accommodations that would be needed. But like I said, I didn't want to put that burden on the burden of an additional passenger without talking to everybody.
Atlas does a couple signs, and then the Arcanist speaks up. He will be accompanied by his handler.
Well, there you go.
Antler. Yeah,
Chandler.
I think it would be a really good idea to have him on board, right?
For us, there's not much of a downside aside from 2 more mouths. For him, I think it's fair that he knows who we are.
I would also
And what that accompanies so far.
I would also let him know if there was any like guarantee of safety or anything like that.
Atlas does a couple signs towards Doleth, and he did think of this, and he has drawn up a contract for yourselves and him. A contract appears in front of all 4 of you, as well as one in front of Deleth himself. And a smaller version appears in front of Archimedes. Going through reading the contract, it says that Crate and Atlas will be accompanying you on your voyage. They will be able to provide monetary compensation for the passage, as well as any assistance required through any complications that come with rough sea travel. They have also agreed to sign both parties have agreed to sign basically a non-disclosure agreement that anyone you may or may not be smuggling in and or out of certain ports their names will not be brought forward. Any information will be voided from the passenger's mind. There's also a clause in it that says if Atlas is to die, he is to be incinerated, and Crate is to maintain and hold all semblance of his ashes until they are returned to Waterdeep or a city on the mainland. Basically, it's saying, hey, they know Atlas is old as fuck. He might die. Something else might happen. He might die. If he does die, burn him, give his handler all the ashes, and then you're good to go. He's also agreeing to say, if there is something else, he knows that adventure parties often have ulterior motives to things as well. If something like that comes up, he has agreed to basically remove it from his mind and hand it over to you for safekeeping. This piques your interest, Gafon, as it sounds something like what you're trying to do
I've been
to
wanting
Levine.
to do. Okay, so essentially he wants to go. He's willing to pay his share. He's willing to pull his weight. And our business is our business. And we don't have to guarantee safety.
The only thing he really wishes is to meet a Sphinx. He has sought them many years of his voyage, many years of his adventures, and has never met one. He wishes to meet one.
Okay.
Whether that includes being eaten by one at the same time, he's not too fussed.
Okay, so with that being said, the intent is to go talk to a Sphinx. We have pretty reliable information that there's one there, but we cannot guarantee there's one there because we don't know for sure.
That is agreeable, yes.
Okay. So if everyone's okay with this extra 2.5, and when I say half, I point at Archimedes passengers, then we can do this deal pretty easily.
I will call in Crate then. He does a gesture. You, Gafon, know that it's basically message. He mumbles something under his breath. And a minute later, a large burly half-orc comes in. They are clad in full plate armor. They have a large glaive on their back, as well as a longbow. And they look like they can hold themselves, and they come and stand behind Atlas in their chair, and they just kind of put very gentle, nurturing hands on Atlas's shoulders. Archimedes kind of flutters and looks a little happy that he's in here now. And it seems that Crate's pretty much up to speed of what's going to be happening. Hello, I am Crate. It's a pleasure to meet you all.
Deja vu.
Hi, I'm
just looking between
Jasper.
Levy and Crate.
I just look over to Levine.
I'm nodding like
starry-eyed.
I'm a pro.
Are we ready to sign this document?
Absolutely.
Okay. And he pulls out from one of his side satchels a large set of quills and inks and whatnot, and a small little stamp pad. And you all sign it. Archimedes puts his little paw in the stamp pad and then stamps on the contract. Basically, everyone in attendance, including the lore bearer, including the Arcanist, signs the contract. The lore bearer, very quick with a quill. Atlas seems, even though they seem frail, they do seem still relatively of sound mind, and Archimedes kind of comes in, stands by the paper, and then lore bearer kind of just almost like a marionette on strings, grabs the quill, signs it, puts the quill back in, gives a nod, signs towards Crate. Crate nods. Are we ready to go? Do you have preparations in order, or do you need more time?
We still have to find a vessel and a crew, but that's what we were going to do after this appointment.
Indeed. He goes into his pouch again. At this point, you're pretty sure it is a bag of holding, and pulls out a large sack of coins. Who will take our payment? Whoever takes it is 9,000 gold pieces.
All right, yeah, let's buy that airship.
I believe
I don't know, boys.
that should be enough for the two of ours passage. If not, we can acquire a little bit more, but not too much.
I think that'll cover it between the monetary input and the value of just having him on board. I think that'll cover it.
All right. Well, you are the arcane practitioner of your group.
Could say that, yeah.
He hands you a small, it looks like a small carved stone. You can tell that this is it's inscribed with the glyphs of sending. And he holds up the other. When you've acquired the ship, message me, and the two of us will make our way.
Okay, sounds good.
He gives a half bow, half nod, and sits beside Atlas, and it seems Atlas, Doleth, and Crate go into a bit of a conversation that you guys can't understand.
Give me 10 minutes.
I don't know if that works for sign language.
I think it has to be spoken or written.
Spoken.
Yeah.
I don't think that would work. It's
Technically
neither of
written in
those.
the air, though.
My bean. Yeah. So it doesn't seem like they're being aggressive or anything. It just seems that they're making plans themselves. If you wanted to, you don't have to roll an insight. It just seems that they're communicating and making plans.
What are the party funds at for acquiring such vessel?
Well, I have the platinum piece worth 15 grand,
Mm-hmm.
and then that additional 9 grand.
Then we
And
each
then-
got 2 grand.
$2,000. Yeah.
Yes.
He handed all that to Levine, though, didn't he? Or did we pass that out last night?
I think we passed it out. I mean, I wrote it in mine.
Okay, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure.
Oh, and I forgot to look up the amount from like 2 episodes ago that we were all given, but there's also that. Because we couldn't remember what the totals were, but Jasper has those.
Okay, and then we're looking at. I mean, we have more than enough for the airship. I just don't know how much the crew is going to cost, and then you have provisioning on top of that.
Well, it's 24 total without our personal stash. And that would, if we added it, would be an additional 8.
Oh, of the 2 grand a piece.
Yeah.
And then Larch had some more. So yeah, I highly doubt it's going to take thousands upon thousands of gold for provisioning. Now the crew might be a little bit, but even then, thousands of gold is more than what most people ever see in their lives. So I don't think, even if we paid well to get a good crew, I think we've got enough, but I don't know. We'd have to go see.
Yeah.
So you're heading back towards the harbor?
Yeah, the original harbor the Royal Harbor. Go back over there and talk to that harbor master again about the airship.
Yep. Okay.
I literally forgot all the prices.
I didn't write a single one down.
So you once again approach the harbor, and I believe their name was Mr. J.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mr. J is there working away.
Mr.
And
J.
he's got a collar on this that's put in.
He's got a black and red choker on.
He's got a tattoo that says Daddy's favorite. Yeah.
Jester hat, the whole thing.
Yeah. So you approach Mr. J, and he once again informs you that there is the Gluton, the Hollyhock, the Black Swan, the Malice, the Cadmus, the Sea Cow, and the Eradicator of Spirits. However, the airship has left.
Of course it would. Of course it would.
Engelberg!
Dingleberg!
So,
Now, how many people are you looking for? I believe you've got...
we have us four
We have 8.
plus Atlas and
Crate.
Crate.
If we can
And then-
snag a baboon every day, or
And
an
then-
ape, that's
And
2.
then there's Tendaris, his wife, plus 10.
Plus 10 of them. And these are not trained crew. This is just
No, this is...
what we have.
So,
Well,
so there's us 4. And then so you're at 23.
18.
Or no. Yeah,
18, right?
18 before any crew. Math.
Did we decide against using the folding boat and just getting a crew?
The only issue
Yes.
with that is you have to reset it every day in the middle of the ocean.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah. So you'd
Well,
have
let's not do
to...
that.
You'd have to kind of
Everybody
float in the
jump
middle
off.
of the ocean.
Otherwise, it would be super convenient.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys just
Um,
made fucking bank.
That's so strange
Isn't it?
that it works like that.
Yeah, magic items in D&D.
You can only sail for one day.
Hey, it helped you guys get across the lake to the...
Yeah, the
Yeah.
lake, but when am I going to need like a 24-person boat to get across a single
Oh, look, I've
Like,
sailed
we
across
need a
the
24-person
Hudson River.
boat. Sail across the ocean, but heaven forbid.
So
Yeah,
what do
so
you guys
you
think
have...
of a long ship?
You've got 9 trained, basically honor guard. Tendaris' wife's handmaiden, Tendaris' wife, him, and then Crate. He's also... So you've got 10 able-bodied people.
However, we lose like half of them when we drop them off, right?
Yeah, you
Yeah.
lose 12 people when you drop them off.
Yeah.
So we can't.
So we're gonna have to
because the
account
further
for that.
south we go, the worse
Yeah,
it's
so
gonna get.
we need to be able to sail, not including them.
Yeah, we need to pick up everyone now. Oh,
So- I'm thinking longship because it's going to be the fastest travel for within our price range, but it does take a huge crew. It takes like
how
40
fast
people
is it
per
to teach all those Dragonborn to sail?
It's about to
Well,
become to
there,
become
right?
to become proficient with sailing with water
Sailing?
vessels. It would be 14 weeks.
Damn, we should have had them go into seafaring trades.
We had only known.
Yeah, now they're just farmers. Psh.
Now they're just, providing the local
Now they're
agriculture.
just free peoples, you know. The only issue with the longship, though, this is out of character still, is its cargo weightage is very, very light. So that means you have to make a lot more stops to get more and more to get more
Get
food.
provisions.
You also need more of a crew, right?
The crew is 40,
Yeah.
which
Yeah, you need a lot more people.
compared to a sailing ship it's half the sailing ship, and a sailing ship has 100 tons of cargo, whereas a long ship has 10 tons of cargo.
But the sailing ship takes that was one of the longest, wasn't it?
Sailing ship is 48 miles a day.
40,
Yeah. Versus the long ship's 72.
72, yeah. I mean, we can't carry that many people without that much stuff. Like, it's not
mean,
and we're carrying fugitives. That's the problem, though. We're carrying fugitives, so it's not like we can stop at every port.
We're carrying one, and like the 100 people that are going to be on this boat. Like,
You're carrying 2.
Two,
the
Him,
wife too?
him and
plus
his wife.
the guards that are abandoning the keep. So those are men that are technically abandoning their posts.
You also don't know where General Dendaris wants to get off. You've not talked about that yet.
Even for the speed,
Oh,
I don't
well-
think we could stop.
Well, we're looking at cost effectiveness now, because your sailing and long ship were both 10 grand. The next one up is 25 grand,
I
and
think
it's
that
80 grand above that.
is how much the crew is going to cost. Because if we don't know how much the crew is going to cost, it doesn't matter how many crew there are.
You
We're
can
not
also
gonna-
charter a ship and crew a day.
Yeah, like what if we're not
Would-
buying the ship?
A sailing ship is 75 a day for ship and crew.
I have a question.
Yes.
Would I know if any spell could be put on a wand?
How do you mean?
Create food and water. If we just got a couple wands of create food and water, would that be like a thing that could happen?
It would be real difficult to find one pre-made, and it takes a long time to enchant things.
Dang.
Time you probably
doodle.
don't have. And by time I mean like
Brilliant idea, though.
I mean like close to like 14 weeks to enchant something.
Same amount of time to teach the Dragonborn how to sail.
I guess if you wanted to, so you're looking at.
Also, if you're doing a long voyage, some of the ships might do like discounted rates. So like it might be like, oh, you're buying us for this long? Okay, we're only going to do this much instead of this much. Because they know they're going to be getting paid no matter what, because they're with you for 4 months.
Yeah. Well, it'd be 8 because it's a 2 and there and back.
Yeah. A Hobbit's Tale.
So what's that? 240 days.
Yeah. So I mean,
And how much was the ship per day?
75?
so the sailing boat is 75 a day. The
I
long.
mean,
ship-
that's only 18,000
yeah.
total.
And then the
Okay,
long ship
stop
is
it. Stop doing math.
Keep doing math. I've retired.
There's a keel boat that's 30
Right.
gold pieces a day, but you can't fit everyone on it.
The long ship was 175 a day.
Yep.
The galley was 200 a day.
And warship was 225.
Yeah.
I dream of that worship.
I mean, why don't we just charter one of the sailing vessels? I mean, it's going to be 18,000 total.
Yeah,
But then we don't have to worry about all that stuff.
But I'm also looking. Well, you still have to do provisioning.
Yeah.
And do you think 8,000 gold is enough to buy provisioning and a crew?
Well, the
I mean, we've
the
got a
rental,
lot more than 8,000.
The rental
That's what-
cost, the fee of the crew, right? Or-
Yeah,
Yes,
the
that's
rental
what I'm
cost
talking-
includes the crew, and
That I know. I'm trying to say, is 18 grand? Can we save money by buying the ship? Now we have the asset and pay a crew, and we keep the asset of the money versus just give somebody 18 grand and walk away.
It's not sounding like it, because what we need is with a crew that we can't afford, because on top of the ship, we
Mhm.
then basically rent the crew, but then we
Mhm.
have to buy the provisioning, as opposed to the renting of the ship and the crew. We only have the additional provisioning cost.
They take care of staff and catering.
And also the time factor of us having to locate a crew as opposed to just
Yeah.
getting one.
Yeah.
I get what Gafan is saying. I guess we would also have to know how much the provisions and
That's what I'm saying.
an
It's
individual
not
rate
on.
is.
We'd
You're not
have
going to
to know
spend
what the rate is.
$8,000
Mhm.
outfitting a crew and provision. The 8,000 gold's a crap ton of gold.
For a
Like, it's a
sailing ship,
lot.
for 20 sailors, it's 40 gold pieces a day. That's for the crew cost.
And how much is that ship to purchase?
Okay, so that's 9,600 gold for the crew.
So you would buy the ship at 10,000, and then it would be 40 gold pieces every day on top of that. Not in
Plus,
that's
we would also
including
have to buy food, right?
that's including provisions for them.
Okay.
You would
For
just
them,
have to
but-
get food for yourselves and your escapees.
Okay.
Okay, I was assuming that it was going to be much less than that because even 2 gold a day is a lot for most people.
Yeah, but this is like-
for long distance sailing ship, the sailors are counted as expert hirelings, which is 2 gold pieces a day.
Okay.
Okay.
So
well,
anything on
that-
the long voyages is going to be basically the crews are going to be 2 gold pieces a day per person.
Okay, so then it makes sense just to do the 18 grand for the estimated 8 months.
Yeah.
And it's an estimated 8 months. That is going to change a little bit here and there.
Hey, the crew might die on the way, and you guys have a ship.
Yeah.
And then we pay less.
Fireball.
Well, no, then you have to get into the repairing the ship business, which is hard.
No, you get them off the ship first. Anyway,
That's when we put the magic boat in the water.
Hey
and
guys,
then
go play on there.
while we fix the other one.
Go play with that one.
Go play in that for a day.
so you want to rent the ship for an estimated 8 months, which is going to be 18 grand right there. And then we have to do provisioning for us, which our provisioning isn't going to be very much. I mean, a couple hundred gold would be plenty enough for food.
And is there any kind of discount for an 8-month chartering of
you
your
would
vessel?
have to talk to the actual vessel owners themselves. The harbor master just has general rates.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
So
What
there's
was the
like-
name?
so-
What was the name of the sailing ship?
You have 2 sailing ships, the Black Swan and the Malice.
Let's do ballet.
Jasper, do you want to go talk to one and I'll go talk to the other?
Yeah, I mean, if we're gonna,
if we're relatively close, I could just message you.
Tell them to show you
Just-
the Carfax.
Did this thing pass its e-test?
How many accidents has this car been in?
So Jasper, are you heading towards the Black Swan or the Malice?
I'll go for the Black Swan.
All right, Jasper's going ballet. Levine and Larch, are you the L gang? What are you 2 doing?
Swim team, L squad.
Right.
Larch is going to set up a gambling den with his cards.
Yes. It's me, Rowan, and McFly, and Artemis.
That's
You were
true.
the actual creators of that poker dog painting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, L squad. What are you guys doing? Are you guys just hanging out? Or are you gonna split up and go with the 2 short folk?
Well, I mean, I would definitely be going with one of them as well. I feel like I'm also like everything else has been handled. We've gotten the general's gotten to the safe house, right? We've already seen Atlas. Literally, all we're waiting on is this. There's no other personal preparations we have to do.
I forget. Did you guys already fence the platinum
We
bar?
have not. that's
We did not.
That I knew I was forgetting something.
That's why I'm
We
here
actually
window
don't
shopping,
have
getting
15
prices,
grand until we
and then
fence it.
So we'll say
And then we
Levine goes with Jasper, Larch goes with Gaffon.
Yeah.
Keep the groups the same. All right, we'll start with Gaffon and Larch. So the 2 of you head towards the sailing ship, the Malice. It is a large. It's a large 3-masted ship. It's got people milling around like ants, and it is a solid black keel. There you can see at one of the it seems that they are still unloading the cargo from their last voyage, and there you can see a half elf standing there, flaming red curly hair, kind of hid under a tricorn hat. They've got just standard, like, nice, amazing, like, admiral's jacket, a scimitar on their side. This is like typical, like, military sailor. They look towards you and just say, "Hello, how are you doing? Can I assist you with something?"
Not too bad.
We are looking to charter a ship for an extended voyage. The harbor master, Mr. J, sent us down here. And we wanted to talk to you about possibly chartering your crew and your ship.
Of course. Come on into the cabin. And they lead you up the gangplank into a fairly just standard, it's not very ostentatious or anything, it's just simple woods. It's nice, like, deep mahoganies and stuff splashing against the black keel. It's a very nice color theme. And they sit down in the captain's quarters with you, across the desk from you. And right, so how long are we looking?
We're looking at an estimated 8 months.
They kind of hold their breath for a second. Oh, okay.
I did say extended.
That is a long journey, my friend.
That should be a there and back 8 months.
Okay, so 4 months around.
Yeah, 8 months both ways, there and back. 4 months one way.
Now, who gave you this estimate of time?
Our
Cartographer.
Now, is that including port stops, refueling and stuff, or is that 8 months straight sailing?
That's supposed to be 4 months there, straight sailing. We are expected that to change a little bit because obviously weather will change sailing conditions, and we do have at least one, if not two, planned stops that shouldn't be extended. Most of our stops would be for like a day to reprovision, get off the boat for a little while and relax, and then get back on. Like I said, the only stops that I expect to be any longer than that are going to be those two.
All right.
Once we get there, we shouldn't be at our destination for too long. I don't expect it to be days or weeks on end. It should be a pretty quick stop, handle our business, and then come straight back.
All right. So I'd say we'd probably bump that up to about 9.5 months. Because that way you get 4.5 months there, 4.5 months back, stopping, refueling, stuff like that. About 20 stops. How are we looking on danger?
It should be relatively safe till we get around the area that the destination is. I've been informed that it's relatively safe at the destination. It's once you go too much farther past, the danger starts lurking, but I've never been there, so I can't exactly say.
Now, where are we thinking of heading?
The Southern Glacier.
Southern Glacier. All right. Okay. We could sail pretty light the first few journeys. One of the later stops, we'd probably have to load up on extra oil, extra furs and stuff to, not freeze to death. Weather down there can be a little temperamental. Okay. Now, no offense, friend, but, including yourselves, who all are you thinking of coming? How many? Not necessarily who, but how many?
So we are looking at 18 of us getting on the boat.
Okay.
I think it's 12 of us are going to be getting off at one of those 2 stops, and they won't be getting back on.
Okay. All right, you might have to double up a couple of you in some bunks and stuff, but it should be possible. Now, of the 18 of you, able-bodied, able to hold your own if, we get boarded, or are you going to be, are we protecting? Is this protection detail as well?
So of the 18 of us, there are 5, 10, so 15 of us that are able-bodied, and can protect ourselves. And not speaking for everybody, but may be able to extend that protection to the ship and crew. Obviously, we need to protect the ship because we're on it. But and again, I'm not going to speak for everybody else, but of those 15 people, I don't see why some of them can't even help at times if it's needed between normal functions of the ship.
All right, well, I'd say with all that, we'd be looking at about 20 even.
Okay. And how would you want your payment? As in time frames, like all up front, half now, half get back, half at destination. Like, how would you be wanting it? You seemed like the time frame of this voyage kind of took your breath away for a second. So I don't know if that changes things for you and your crew.
Well, not many of us have families or anything in any ports. Well, barring the obvious. I like to give my men a stipend before they go into port so they can drink and gamble or do whatever the hell they want with that. I'd say down payment of 5,000 before we leave. I can give the men an allowance, and then 1,000 every port, and then settle up the rest at the end.
Okay. And then how quickly could you be ready to go?
Unloading currently, gonna be doing that till about next half of the day. I mean, preferably we don't leave at dusk, but I mean, I could probably be ready just after night or dawn.
So realistically, could you leave tomorrow?
We could leave tomorrow morning, yeah.
Okay. How long have you been captain of the ship?
I've been captain of the Malice 15 years. The old captain, she died during a pirate attack, and I was the first mate at the time, and I took over as captain through vote. My men are loyal to me. They don't have any issue. Assuming you're of the adventuring sort, we understand that certain things might need to be hushed up, and within that 20,000 there's a bit of silencing pay as well. Make sure your words don't spread if necessary.
Okay, so that is a part of it. Like, the way I would do it is our business is our business, your business is your business. Whatever happens between you and the crew or whatever, that's none of our business. It's your boat. Whatever our passengers have to deal with, as long as it's not directly affecting you, your crew, or your ship's safety, is none of your business.
Yeah, you gotta understand, if I catch any of your people stealing something or harboring food, then we're gonna take care of it. But other than that, I don't see any issue with that.
Okay. Well, right now, this is just kind of seeing what options we have out there. I do appreciate the information that you've given us. I do have to talk to the rest of the party before I commit 20,000 gold. I'm sure you'd understand that. But you should be having an answer and a deposit if we go with your crew and your ship within the next, I'd say, probably hour or two.
All right.
Are you gonna be around your ship for the next 2 hours?
I'll be around here, or if not, we'll probably be at the tavern.
Okay. Well, if for some reason you're not around here, I have your permission to find you via magic? Pretty much, I'm gonna pop into your head and ask you where you're at.
Oh, sending? Yeah, you got. That's not a problem.
Just want to make sure, because apparently some people don't like being uninvited.
I mean, yeah, I can understand that.
Okay. So I will talk to the rest of the party, and I will get word to you one way or another here pretty quickly.
All right.
What was your name again?
My name is Galward Solaris.
And I'm Gaffon.
People just call me Gal.
And I'm Lord.
So,
Okay, well,
going slightly back in time and cutscening over towards Jasper and Levine. The two of you head towards a two-sailed sailing ship that has a large flying swan made out of black wood and black rivets on the front. You can see it currently seems to be unoccupied, except there does seem to be a small bit of smoke coming out from what you assume to be the captain's quarters on the first deck.
We're good to go up and knock, right?
You're gonna have to do something. So I'll start walking up.
All right. So you guys come up on the gangplank. Up, you can see there seems to be a couple sailors in just day cots that are what are they called? Day hammocks that have been spread between some of the masts and stuff. They seem to be currently waiting for their next voyage. Just whoever's not drinking and gallivanting around town is probably here hanging out. The door to what you assume is the captain's quarters is slightly ajar, and through the window panes you can see a olive-skinned humanoid sitting there. Their feet are up on the table. They're just in a plain white baggy shirt, and they got a large pipe that they're smoking.
Real
Hey,
quick,
where am I? No.
Yeah,
is
what's
Katie low for anyone else?
Am I?
Katie's mic sounds kind of low
A
on my
little
end.
bit.
Is this better?
Yep. There you go.
Cool. I will not.
Yeah, I'll knock on the captain's quarters.
come on in. You swing open the door, and there you can see is a completely shaved-haired, and almost in every hair follicle seems to be intricate black and silver tattoos across their scalp. This is a female half-orc. Their legs are up. They kind of shift down in their swivel chair and look over towards you. How's it going?
Good. How are you doing?
Not too bad. You looking for work, or you looking to hire?
We're looking to hire. We actually got a pretty big job. Did you guys just make port? How long you been here?
We've been here about 3 days.
Well, basically, we're looking to charter a vessel, and then, in the interest of saving time, I repeat all the information Gaffon just went over.
Okay.
And then we get to the end of that spiel. So yeah, I mean, we've got most of us are able-bodied, would be willing to help out. About 4 months there, 4 months back. What do you think?
She kind of seems to kind of pause and think something over in her head. Looks over the two of you. I'd say we could probably do about 23,000.
23, eh?
Yeah. This ship's faster than the others. We got an able-bodied crew. All my men have been vetted. They're part of my vanguard. They're capable-bodied. They've all seen battle. They've all seen war. We've got some armaments on board. We can handle ourselves. You're paying a bit more for.
Armaments.
You ever heard of a boomstick?
This is my boomstick.
No, actually, I'm a primitive screwhead. So 23 for 8 months. The harbor master said the rate was kind of a little bit cheaper than that.
It'd probably be closer to about 9.5, 10 months. If you're looking at stops and whatnot, it's impossible to sail 8 months straight. You gotta stop off, get supplies. Plus, as I said, me and my men were the best you're gonna find. So, that's the extra. It's a premium.
And what was your last job?
My last job, we were running rum to, hold on, let me find the name of this island.
Tell me more. And where is it?
Rum robbers.
Where did the rum go?
We were running rum to Chult.
So you say your crew are we'd be getting sort of defensive capabilities as well as just
We got.
well,
What do you know about dwarves?
fair bit.
We got these new things called dwarven fire throwers. They pardon my language, but they fuck up ships from 100 yards away. It's impressive, scary, and that's what you're paying for. People don't come near us because they know we have them.
Interesting. Now, in terms of discretion,
Most of my crew are mutes. You don't need to worry about discretion. Cut off the tongues myself.
oh my.
Do you want to see? Do you want to see the necklace?
No, that's okay.
I do.
She nods and goes into a drawer and pulls out a leather necklace, and around it is 16 large tongues of different sizes.
Now
Some
my
of them
question.
some of them look more dried than the others. Some of them may have been a bit fresher.
Oh, new hires.
Jasper somehow looks more green.
I put my hand on Jasper's shoulder. Now, why would you find the need?
As you said, discretion.
So you hired them and then cut their tongues out?
They acquiesced.
They willingly were. Why?
You can't give up trade secrets if you can't speak.
Don't they want to speak?
They hum. They
Okay.
They do some singing. Why, you got an issue with my methods?
Oh no. It's just unfamiliar to me.
Self-regulation is a new thing for him.
See,
many
I'm
jobs
very
have you done?
attached to my tongue.
I can tell.
Nobody
So-
asked you to cut it out.
No, I mean, if you're hiring the ship, you don't have to cut off your tongue, kid.
No, I just the whole thing is new to me. So okay, so you covered discretion. That's so what makes your ship, I mean, you got the fire throwers and stuff. What else can you offer us that maybe another ship couldn't?
Where do you see your crew in 10 years?
If your crew were a tree, what kind of tree would they be?
I think we'd be a larch. Ah,
Stole.
My treen.
well, your secrets won't be told. We'll get you there quicker than others could.
How much quicker?
You'd probably be looking at 10 months. We could probably cut that down to 9.5. That's why you're paying a premium.
Okay, I think we need to go discuss it. We're looking at all of our options, so we'll be in touch.
I look forward to hearing from you. And she kind of puts the tongue necklace back in a drawer and props her feet back up and continues smoking her pipe.
And I leave. And as soon as we're like off the ship, I could have look at Leffy and just be like, I really don't want to sail on that ship.
But hear me out.
Okay.
Look at our luck from just the short period you have been with us.
Mm-hmm.
One of her leading arguments was that they are prepared to fight and they have defensive weapons.
Yeah.
When do we ever have that kind of advantage going into something?
Yeah, I don't like that.
Cafon's the only
making a good
siege weapon
point.
we need.
Fireball.
Well, let's
You're not here.
let's talk it over with the others and
We need to talk about it.
see what they think.
Yes, I sent you a message.
You say?
Wish I had Yesie's boys.
Say what?
It's the name of his
Or
band.
his-
Yesie and the Boys. So
Yessie and the Sunshine Band.
So the four of you meet back up at your designated meet-up point. Your clocks all synchronized, and you get back together. Or sorry, your time dials synchronized. And,
Man from Uncle Cut.
you guys are back together. Go ahead and talk amongst yourselves if you'd like.
What
this
price
is
did you
I
get?
found. 20,000.
So we got 23. Under the sort of promise of the crew with sort of very strong.
Not a sort of promise. There are defensive weapons, heavy artillery, and she led with an able-bodied fighting crew. The caveat of all of this conversation is that they willingly, and she requested, cut their tongues out. So
And like she has them on a necklace.
she has them on a necklace, yes.
Hmm.
That, I think, is beside the point. What she
I'm
does
pretty
is her
sure we
business.
were specifically warned about crews that would try and just sail out, take the money, and then hang out for a while and come back without their charter. You want to go with a known violent captain and crew?
We have
She was also, I don't know if you noticed, Levy, she was also smoking opium.
He was indeed.
I'm gonna say, out of the people on that dock, she's probably not the only one.
This is also
So,
true.
So I
smoking
found
habit
a-
is not something I'm gonna hold somebody to.
So I found a clean ship, with a
Dude.
very nice captain.
Urine samples were provided.
Yeah.
We drug tested everyone personally.
I went with a bundle of litmus paper. She seemed very open to any questions that I asked. She advised that the 20,000 price was for about 9.5 months. That's given stops and stuff like that along the way. And I told her we discussed discretion, and she had been the captain of her ship for about 15 years and trusted everybody on the ship. She did bring up if protection was a part of the job, and I told her that we had several able-bodied people, that we could, for the most part, protect ourselves. It is her ship. She needs to, obviously she would want to protect herself, but we would also have an interest in protecting the ship also, because we're on it. It's not like we're just going to sit back and be like, this is what you're paying you for. They didn't cut their tongues out.
As far as we know.
As far as we know.
We didn't ask,
Didn't
but
ask.
I mean, it didn't come up in
She did
conversation.
say a part of the 20,000 was silence money.
Hush money.
Was hush money, in case we had any. And we discussed, her business between her and her crew is her business. Our business, as long as it doesn't impact their safety of the ship, the crew, or herself, is not her business. And she's like, yeah, pretty much, if I don't care what you guys do as long as you're not impacting our safety or stealing from us. So I can understand wanting a little bit, but we're not hiring a warship. We're hiring a sailing ship. And it kind of sounds like I would be a little hesitant to get on that boat and get away from shore with a captain and a crew that willingly cut out their tongues and then hand them money. Plus, our payment option was a 5,000 gold deposit, 1,000 gold per port, and then when we get back, we'll settle up any difference.
I think you guys should go see the Cadmus. It's my favorite ship.
Think there was another one?
DM's trying to railroad us.
No, the Cadmus was the warship. You guys are talking about warships, so I brought it up.
I burned the Katniss down.
No!
The Katniss is more like the cat piss. Am I right?
Smells like
So, I mean,
yeah.
and the thing is it could be exactly as advertised. It could be that they're just super defensive and they do exactly what they're supposed to do in their job, and they do it really, really well. But it could also be they're a rough group that sees 18 people get on board with a shit ton of money. They sail off the coast for a couple weeks. They try and kill us or throw us all off the ship and take all of our money, and then they go on an 8-month vacation.
And I see that, and I recognize that, and I'm also recognizing that with the extra people that we're going to have on board, we're going to end up going most likely with the Malice. But I do also have to say the only thing that leads you to assume that is the tongues, which is a violent method. But what makes
It's
you think that
effective.
what makes you think somebody charging a cheaper price isn't just doing so because they know they're going to take our money and dump us overboard?
Okay, think of it this way. Would you rather go on a ship that you think you could win the fight, or would you rather go on the ship that openly advertises that you can't win this fight?
I've lost a lot of fights for that to be a valid question.
I'm just saying, you go on that ship and they're saying they have all these defenses and stuff. So if they turn on you, you're not going to win that fight. But if we go on this ship, granted, they could be hiding all of it, but they were unloading cargo from their last ship. They were finishing their job. So it's not like they dumped their job out in the water and took the money. They were actively working when we got there.
That's fair.
And they said the earliest they could leave tonight, but realistically, it'd be probably nicer for everybody to leave tomorrow. I mean, I'm just saying, Jasper doesn't look so good. He doesn't look like he enjoyed his visit.
No, and I'm sure
And-
our guests won't enjoy it either. So
And
it sounds
and
like the Malice is the best choice.
I mean, I can completely understand wanting the extra security, but at the cost of living on edge for 9 months. On the edge.
I mean, but we're probably going to live on edge anyway.
I mean, not at first,
I
I
don't
would say,
know.
because you're still in like area that you know.
As
Yeah.
you guys
I guess
are all hanging out and talking, you begin hearing bells going off down the port.
The
And you
Malice is
see,
sinking.
no, the Cadmus is sinking. No, you see a large congestion of people at the bells. They're all heading that direction.
What do you think that's all about?
I don't
Want to
care.
go find out?
Vote. I guess let's just put it to a vote. Do you want the Malice or whatever hellhole you guys went to?
I don't want to see these bells.
Bing, 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 bing.
Oh no. Look, there is a side quest marker over here. We need to run over there.
What's this? What's this?
Something in the air.
Hey, listen! Hey, listen!
Could be the city under attack again.
Then we definitely need to leave. Okay, I guess if we want to go check these bells out, let's go check the bells out.
Okay, you guys begin heading towards the large group of people, and as you're getting closer and closer, you can see a four-sided platform that goes up to a large pole, and on the pole is a man. His back, his shirt has been taken off, and his back is towards the crowd. He is in chains, and you can see an official-looking man who is wearing the armor of the council. Is standing there and is reading off a list of crimes towards the crowd. You can't quite hear it. You're still at the far fringes of the crowd. But as you're getting closer, Jasper, you begin hearing Uther Thane for 7 counts of piracy and treason. You are to receive 300 lashes of the 9, then to be hung until dead.
He's already going to be dead.
How does anyone speak on this man's behalf? The crowd hushes. And
know this guy?
the man,
Uther
Thane.
Thane?
Uther Thane, does that name sound familiar to me?
roll me a history check. The man who's standing there reading off the crimes, he begins rolling up the white frilled sleeves, loosening his collar. No, you do not know Uther Thane. He begins loosening off his collar. He takes off his belt, or his sidearm, or not a sidearm, but his sword, puts it onto the side towards some other people who are there. You can see a bunch of people from different clergies are there. They seem to be praying over the man's body, who is still alive, and he, the man who's calling out, steps down into the crowd. Couple seconds go by, steps back up, and there you can see leading behind him is a long corded whip with 9 clawed lengths at the end. And it begins. People begin just kind of standing there. After a few of the lashes, you can see a couple older men, even some women, even some younger men, able-bodied, to begin looking queasy, kind of swooning. It's a vicious sight. However, Jasper, with your high perception, you are pretty small, though. Jasper, roll me a perception check, please.
Okay. I've got 2 nat ones this session so far.
Yeah, it'll only get better from here. 17. Okay.
Just what you wanted to see.
After
Yay.
every few lashes, whereas it should beginning to look more like shredded beef, his skin almost seals back together slowly.
And it's clearly not him doing it. It's
You don't see who's doing it, but you have a feeling someone's healing this man of the injuries. The scars are still there, but
yeah.
he's losing a lot of blood and is being healed. He's being healed so that this lasts as long as it has to.
That seems just unnecessary.
After a couple more minutes, people begin dispersing. Some people go over and sitting at some of the benches, kind of just holding their heads in their hand. But you do see a small group of 4 individuals who are in just brown and gray cloaks. They're at the fringes of the crowd. They don't seem to wince with the lashes, but they just seem to be standing there, watching every single stroke. Either they know the man and they're there for support, or they're doing something else. After another couple more minutes, the man, after 50 lashes, the man, he's tiring. The Uther Thane, his back is scarred almost to completely red and pink flesh. The man who's doing it, though, takes a few steps away, hands the lash towards another man, and they trade out.
We haven't seen this guy's face or anything yet, have we?
Nope.
Is there a way to walk around and see who he is?
You can walk around the edges of the crowd towards the piers and stuff and take a look around if you'd like. Are you going alone, or is everyone else going? With
I'm
the fun?
gone.
I'll follow with the group.
Okay.
I'll make my way, yeah.
All right. You guys make your way around. Unfortunately, Jasper, once again, you see to your right as you're walking. To the left is the man being lashed. To the right, you can see several large stone and wood pillars out in the low tides, in the banks of the water here, and you can see just barely a couple arms lashed up on these pillars, and you can see a couple men and women. There's even a child in there who's looks to be waiting for high tide. It seems that though this is quote unquote the good part of town, this is also where the examples are set. This is where people are taught not to do these things.
The tide is coming up.
It will be in a couple hours, but these people are just sitting out here. You can see some gulls circling over these large pillars in the water. The smallest person out there is up on a block, so he's not currently below the water yet, but he will eventually be. And as you guys come around, you can see a gallows being set up for after this Uther Thane is finished being lashed. And as you guys come around, let's have all 4 of you roll me perception checks, please. 19, very good. 9, even better. 13. And a 9. All right. Jasper. As you're coming around the front of the the torture block, basically, you can see a big, scruffy, black-bearded face. He's got a large scar across one of his eye, a small X on his cheek where hair doesn't grow. And his skin is tight and gaunt. It looks like he's been in prison for a long time before this was brought forward. And judging by the state of his body, he should not be withstanding these lashes as well as he is, especially not healing as quickly as he is. But Jasper, you kind of stand there looking at him. The man's not even really flinching or wincing anymore. He's probably numb to it at this point. And his eyes kind of raise slightly, and they lock with you, Jasper. And you know this man. He used to come by every so often to your house. Your mom would give him cookies. You guys would hang out. You guys would run around the streets. He always used to say he wanted to become a sea captain for the Navy, for the Royal Navy. And after about 2 or 3 years of being best friends with him, you lost touch. His parents apparently had disappeared, and he had disappeared. But you know, just by looking at this man's face, that you know this man. Of course, he was a lot smaller back then. He was just a child. And he didn't go by Uther Thane. But you know him. And he seems to recognize you as well. There's just a brief light of recognition, but after that, his eyes go back down towards the wooden floors, and you can also see where a cleric is sitting beside a group of several other Waterdeep individuals, and this cleric is sitting here, seeming to be casting weaves of magic, healing this man over and over again. At this point, most of the crowd's dispersed. A lot of people can't handle the sight of it. At some points, bones begin poking out through the skin, even as it heals over the bone. It's a gruesome sight. But still, those 4 gray and brown cloaked individuals have cowls over their face. One man seems to be kind of leaning against the other. It looks like his leg's been crippled, but the 4 of them are just standing there in a line, watching this man be tortured close to death.
I sort of hold up my hands. I know him. Okay. And it's just I don't know what to do.
From where we are and the 4 people in the cloaks are, is it easy to get to them?
Yeah, most of the crowd's gone at this point. There's a couple official looking people. There's one man who seems to be sickeningly pleased by this display. But
This is one of the guys in the brown.
This is just one of the people who's just in the crowd still.
Oh, okay.
But the 4 brown and gray cloaked figures, they just have cowls over their faces. All you can see is a small sliver of their faces. But yeah, you can get to them fairly easily.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna approach whichever one of them is closest.
Okay. As you approach, you can see the guy. You can tell this is at least a masculine figure. Their eyes kind of flicker towards you, and their hand kind of lowers towards a hand crossbow on their side.
I just want to talk.
What do you want?
Do you know him?
He's our captain.
How'd you end up here?
Who are you?
I believe it or not, I knew your captain when I was a kid. But I mean, I haven't seen him in years. There's innocent, like, I don't know, innocent, but there's people out in the water that they're gonna murder. Like, what's happening here?
One second. Is anyone else who is around Gaffon? Is anyone by Gaffon, or is Gaffon staying back?
Once I walked around, I just stayed over there. So if everybody else walked back over to the hooded figures, I guess I'm by myself.
I probably would have gone with Jasper.
Just a second. Come on, notes. Come on, Google. Load faster. Okay. So, Gaffon, you're kind of in the back by yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and you're going to do what you sent message to me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you do that. Mark off your spell slot.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to roll me a d20 plus intelligence check, please. To see, or sorry, what level are you casting it at?
Third.
Okay, yeah, roll me a d20 plus intelligence.
While
my
Letty got
spellcasting ability,
closer,
isn't it?
Yeah, no, it's your spellcasting.
It's
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
your ability.
make an ability check using your spellcasting ability.
Yeah, which is intelligence.
Okay. I thought it was the spell. Oh, I was looking at the spell attack bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. D20. So it's
You need a 16 or higher. What's your intelligence?
a +5.
Okay. So you begin casting your spell. Your spell comes out, and it seems to battle in the cleric's spell, seems to maintain. And a large group of guards turn their eye towards you, Gaffon. Meanwhile, sorry, what did you say, Levine?
as Levine has been moving around the crowd towards the cloaked figures, I've got my arms crossed, and my right hand is on the hilt of my hand axe.
And Jasper, what had you asked the cloaked figure?
Why there were people tied out? Like, what had happened that they ended up here?
You're new in town, aren't you?
No.
You never been this side of town?
Not a lot.
They're from what's called the Institute.
Mm-hmm.
Prisoners of war. Just prisoners. Their knowledge has been sapped, so they're being killed.
So, what specifically are their crimes?
I don't know. I only know Captain Thane.
And what specifically are his crimes?
Piracy and treason.
But in what form? Like, what did he do?
He raided supply lines for the city. He led a small flotilla against a section of Waterdeep Navy. However, while he was with his wife on a small island no one should know about, the Navy came, took him, killed his wife, hung her to dry, and brought him here to set an example. Sunk the Dazzling Pearl. We're all that's left of her crew. Gafon, a large section of guards, 6 fully armored guards are coming towards you, weapons drawn. Halt! You know the rules.
And so do I. No.
What rules?
Spellcasting is illegal. Drop your arms. On your knees. Levine and Larch, you two hear this as you see a large section of 6 guards rushing towards Gafon.
I'm gonna cast invisibility.
Okay.
He's got this.
Okay. As Gafon begins casting, you see one guy who's the closest to Gafon lashes out and is going to try and attack you. Gafon, does a 19 hit you?
Well, yes.
Okay. Gotta love Mage Slayer, boys. 15 total damage. And I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw to maintain invisibility. And you have disadvantage because of Mage Slayer. You guys see as this guard quickly draws a sword, slashes down at Gafon's shin, and he receives a deep cut. Gafon blinks out for a second and reappears. And I think we're gonna go ahead and just roll a simple initiative.
Yeah.
As you guys attack a bunch of innocent guards.
Innocent.
Right.
Excuse me.
Because the random guards was able to. I didn't even get a sleight of hand check or nothing. They just knew it was me.
Yeah, the cleric knew where the counterspell came from. So let me just set up the map apparently. Here's Gafon. Didn't expect you guys to do something, so I just need to quickly make this. Here's the thing. Staircase. Just a moment here, sorry. Let's see. Just think you guys are so close to escaping town.
I'm not complaining.
Cleric. 4 there. And there's 6 here. side. Gaffon. Larch is here. Levine's here. Gasper's here. And these guys are here. And let's move you guys here. You guys should be able to see that. Battle.
Who's the happy person on the platform?
That's the person currently torturing Captain.
Okay.
The captain.
That's
And the sad guy is the one being tortured.
I assumed so. I assumed that they were not about it.
Evil.
And then the long rectangles are the stairs going up onto the platform.
Okay.
Guess I don't need boat options open currently.
From a distance, Gaffon looks like Bilbo, and it's really weirding me out.
From a distance.
I want to get a corgi and name it Bilbo so bad.
Oh, that's so cute.
And
And you
get,
need to get 4 corgis.
and get a cousin.
Yes.
Get a cousin corgi named Frodo.
Frodo, Samwise,
Pippin needs to be a corgi.
Pippin. I feel like all their names are corgis.
Yeah.
You could go, what's it, Bungo and what, Belladonna
Yeah.
for Bilbo's parents' names.
Mm-hmm. That would be so cute. And Meta.
Bungo Baggins is.
Right.
Bungo and Bilbo would be cute dogs.
You're a cute dog.
I wild shape into a dog.
Aw.
So cute. So cute.
The bandits at the bottom, those are the 4 cloaked figures. And then this broad. Right, so turn order descending. It's been a minute since we've had a battle.
So excited.
First up is
Got weapons to break in.
Shoot. I
So-
forgot to roll initiative.
Damn it, Larch. Dang it, Bobby. We have
Dang it,
Levine,
Bobby.
we have Jasper, we have Gaffon, and we have Larch. Okay. Just making sure everyone's got their initiatives. So, guard number this one. Let's call him Red.
Our number red.
Is going to rush over towards Gaffon and try and restrain Gaffon. So Gaffon, I need an acrobatics or athletics check from you, please. A 10, alright. He got a 4. So this guy comes over, tries to grab your arms, and you manage to just... Green. Orange. Purple. Pink. Chat should be able to see this, I believe. They can. Good. Yellow. Right, so this guard is going to... Doesn't know Larch and Levine are associates, so it's going to come down here. And Gaffon, I need you to roll me another acrobatics or athletics, please. 10. He got a 7, so that's another fail. God, these guys suck.
Worst guards ever.
Green is going to try and acrobatics or athletics, please, Gaffon. He got a 9. Fucking hate this game.
Slippery little gnome.
This guy is going to... I mean, they should be able to fucking grab a gnome. Gaffon, again. Yeah,
Consistency is key.
he got a 10. I fucking hate this game.
Yes!
Um,
He's like the gnomes from Gravity Falls. Like, Underestimate him.
This bandito, the one Gasper is talking to, is going to look up towards this commotion and be like, what the hell's happening? What are you doing? Towards you, Gasper.
To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. But if you help my friend out, I will try and help you guys free your captain.
Do you have a ship?
Yes.
If we can
We
save him.
can by the morning.
Well, we do have a
what's-
ship, but it's just one day.
What's your escape plan here, buddy?
I have zero plans. I know what was happening here.
If
We
can
have a
get
foldable
him
boat.
going.
All right. Roll me a persuasion check, please, Jasper, with disadvantage.
I mean, I
No
didn't-
help with the foldable boat.
sorry, persuasion.
Yeah, with disadvantage. Fuck. Jesus Christ.
I'm very persuasive.
Yeah, fucking 28, I guess. Jesus.
You silver-tongued devil.
He's just gonna say, fuck, I guess. All right. And he's gonna draw his hand crossbow and run over here, and he's gonna shoot Pink. He shoots him, and he scores. And Pink drops down with an arrow in the thigh. He is unconscious.
I took an arrow to the thigh.
This guard is going to draw his spear and rush towards the bandit. This bandit, following the other guy, is going to get his crossbow and shoot this guy. That's a miss. His crossbow shoots overhead, dinking into one of the other platforms.
Pink.
Yes, very nice. This bandit is gonna shoot the guard again. That's a hit. And that guard gets a bolt through the gut. He is also down. Kafan, it's your turn. You've started something.
This group
Yeah.
is getting fireballed.
Okay. Where are you centering it?
Right
Right where you were pinging?
It's a 20-foot radius. So
Anybody that stayed is sick anyway. Ignored casualties.
I want to get it up here to get him too.
Okay.
So him and all of these people are in a fireball.
Okay. Yeah, so it'd be focus it right about here. So
Yeah, keeping him out of it.
yeah, until the pillory sets on fire. But yes.
Hey, that's another issue. We'll cross that bridge.
So
That's a
you-
phase 2.
Whip out your hand, and a small bead of fire goes and lands. And for a second, it's your first time doing it. You're kind of worried about performance issues. A couple seconds go by. Wood shrapnel goes flying everywhere as the pillory collapses in on one of its legs. This man, the captain's name, goes flying as the timber he's supported on breaks in half. This guy gets incinerated.
Oh, I don't even get to roll damage, huh?
They have 11 hit points, my friend.
It's only 8d6.
Sure, go ahead. Don't roll 8 ones.
What? Why?
Do it.
Why, Josh? Why didn't you take the freebie?
Yeah. So,
Okay.
Smiley. Oh, Jesus. Smiley face is dead. The cleric is dead. The guard is dead. The guard is dead. The guard is dead. They just get incinerated. The pillory gets destroyed here. It's now collapsed in on one side. The wood is flaming. This man is unconscious and rolled off into the flames currently. or beside the flames. Gafon, anything else? Bonus action? And just so everyone is clear, this is the first time I think any of you have experienced a fireball. This explosion is deafening. You feel like a wave of heat and blast go wafting over you, and you're all kind of stumbling a bit. And it's like, what the fuck? Gafon just committed a fucking war crime by napalming the port.
I'm gonna look up at the 4 around and like point at like Green and be like, "You're all next."
I don't care about my life. Boom.
Viva la
Gasper.
revolution! And
Gasper, it's your turn. You just saw fucking Gafon eviscerate. You can see the flashes.
Like,
of...
and I have no idea why this fight started.
No, you don't.
Just to
No,
be
we
clear,
have no clue.
None of you
Okay.
do. Only Gafon
No.
does.
what happened?
Gafon just fucking nuked a bitch.
So can I mean, we're already in initiative. I mean, every time Libby's in a situation where she's ready to use her weapon, she's like highly aware, but it's too late. Like,
Yeah, like this.
So what happened to Uther? Is he still on the platform, or
So he was chained up like this. He's basically unconscious from the pain, even though he wasn't showing much signs of pain. But from the blast, the timber he was supported on cracked, and he went flying. So he's now dangling from his hands off the side of a burning platform, with fire lipping at his toes, basically.
I see.
And he's just his shoulders are slightly tearing, like he's completely dead weight at this point.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I make things better.
Like Cayenne.
So I'm gonna
Real spicy in here right now.
see, but like we didn't start this fight to free this guy. Like I was on the fence about this.
I like how.
Who
Do
knows?
you know what happened?
No, none of
Me?
them know.
Yeah.
No, all I know is
Only
that
you know,
We
Gafon.
saw-
started getting attacked.
We saw Gafon flicker, right?
You
Yeah.
saw
Yeah,
him turn
he-
invisible with a
invisible and then
massive
came back.
gash in his leg.
But like they were
But we
attacking
don't know
him
why that happened.
when he tried to turn invisible. So
My immediate assumption is I don't care like why that's happening. I know somebody attacked Gafon.
all right.
That's what
And
I
then
know.
Gafon just decided to fucking step things up to a 200% and nuke a bitch. You guys can see the shadows of the people that were standing there on the stone wall, the stone floors nearby. You can see the people who are standing on the pillars in the water. Their eyes, they kind of look up, whereas before most of them were just dangling. They're fucking spooked. They don't know what the fuck's happening.
I like how the DM's like a fireball would have sufficed, but no. Okay.
All right. Well, I don't know how intense this is.
Come on, man. We've already brought out napalm. Bring out a fucking.
like it's done. Okay, just crank it to 11. Let's get this wrapped up. We gotta get out.
To 11? All right. All right.
No.
Fucking summons a
vicious
dragon.
Power word kill.
On a person with 11 hit points.
No. So in a 30-foot cube that encompasses basically all 4 of the guys above Gafon,
Okay.
I am going to cast Hypnotic Pattern. And they all have disadvantage on that save. So it's Wisdom save.
What's your DC?
15.
The stream's roll 20 isn't updating.
Isn't it?
It's not. Shoot.
It still shows the cleric in there. There it goes.
Okay, so what does your hypnotic pattern look like, Jasper?
So it just looks like just a swirl of different colors, like vibrantly
vibrant.
pulsating in the air.
Okay, so these guys kind of just go towards this beacon of flame that appear, and then they turn their heads again as just this hypnotic, like the start of a James Bond movie starts going on, and they're just like, ah. Gafon, you've got 4 vegetables above you. Anything else, Jasper?
I will. I mean, I guess if we're in it, we're in it. So I'll take my movement up towards what's his face? Right up to there.
Okay. To Utherthane.
Yeah.
All right. Harchludson.
All right. This guy is still on the platform, right?
He's dangling off the side of the platform by his shoulders. His
Okay.
like fire licking at his toes.
I'm gonna go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hey, I'll give you a hand there. I can get him. And I put my hand on Gafon and I dimension Doris over to the platform.
Gafon, are you willing? Okay. So yeah.
I'll
yeah.
go like, which side? This is the side that's on fire, right?
Yeah, that's the side that's collapsed
Okay,
in on
so
an angle. So you guys
I'll
are
bring us to like a stable part.
okay. So you're kind of teetering a bit up here, but yeah, it's mostly stable. But yeah, this guy is hanging off the side, almost like on a crane, dangling over fire.
Okay.
So I guess I should move him. He's now
Um,
over here.
and then that I believe was a action, correct?
Yes, that is an action.
Do I have any bonus spells?
Healing word.
I do not have healing word. I have dragon's breath. I can mercy kill him.
Commit Sudoku.
That there's the wood log, the timber that's holding him currently. It's kind of like half cracked, dangling him over.
Okay. Let me just read this real quick.
I really hate that Gareth has ruined Sepulchre with Sudoku.
Dishonorable Sudoku? Yeah, man, that's great.
Good edit on history there.
I should have done another thing first, but oh well.
Oh, maybe.
It's okay. You've set me up in prime fireball
To
territory.
knock him off.
I think I used all my movement, so I'll just leave it there.
All right. Jesse, even or odd, Katie, D20.
Odd.
All right. Katie, roll an odd number.
Yes, please.
6 is not an odd number. The timbers begin creaking that he's being held on, and his feet are now in the flames. Guard. This one's stunned. Levine.
My turn. What? I get one of those?
Levine, for once in your life, don't run up there.
I thought you were going to say for once in your life, do something. I'm like, whoa.
I know. I thought it was leading towards that too, and I was like, I'm gonna aim my bow somewhere else. So instead of taking out my battle axe with my hand on, I pull out my new short bow.
Yeah.
And I need to break that baby in. So I'm going to fire at Green Boy.
All right. He was the one that had the large blade that cut a good meaty chunk into Gafon.
I know. See, I clocked that.
Yep. Roll an attack. 25, yeah, that hits.
Yeah.
Roll
Well done.
damage. 7. So you shoot forth an arrow, it pierces into his shoulder. He winces in pain, but he's, unlike the other guards, he seems to be holding himself a bit better. Seems a bit more capable.
Shocker. Shocker, shocker.
Anything else, Madame Levine?
Yeah. No.
All right.
No, I don't want to be overexcited. I need to calm down.
This
No, hold on.
this bandit's going to come up, and he too is going to shoot. Green, he hits. And okay, does a decent chunk. This guy, he receives an arrow through his the back of his ankle, just like in Troy. And he stumbles. He's in a lot of pain, but looks like he's got fire in his eyes. Look like he's heading towards Jasper.
Oh yeah, he's definitely gonna have
For
that.
mercy killing.
He's definitely gonna have fire in his eyes here in a second.
He's dead. Unless someone saves him, that is. Yeah, Green's gonna start. He starts hobbling over towards Jasper, his sword drawn, and he's gonna try and make 2 attacks against Jasper. One's a natural 20.
Oh god.
And one is a 25.
Aye.
Do those both hit Jasper?
Yeah.
Do you want to cutting words, either of them?
There's no point.
That would be 38 points of damage.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll cutting words on the damage.
Okay.
I just scream out, "I hate you!"
The fuck?
And oh man, it has been
So-
where?
He hobbles up. He's in a lot of pain, but he draws his sword and just slashes down into your shoulder blade, and you feel something crunch as well as you kind of lower a bit. It cuts the strap of your lute off, but you manage to still stand looking at him in pain. And how much? Oh, and you reduce it by 4. Very nice.
What's that? 34 damage.
That is now 34 damage. Yes, very good.
Convenient.
He's hypnotic. Oh, and is hypnotic fucking thing.
It is concentration.
So
yes.
you need a 34 halved is a 17.
17.
You need a 17 or higher for your Constitution save. That is not a 17 or higher. So
Nope.
they are no longer hypnoticized.
Size.
That is the professional term, hypnoticized. Normal people use hypnotize, but no, it's hypnoticized. That's his turn. Bandito is gonna shoot towards Green and says, "Don't worry, little buddy." And the guard gets a arrow coming through his ear into his head, and he is Kaputsk. Guard. He's also Kaputsk.
I like how we're helping the bandits and killing the guards.
I know, right? Isn't it great?
I don't know what happened.
So, well, I mean, I think it turned when the dogs died, honestly.
Yeah,
So
that's when our moral
maybe
compass.
this is the natural next step.
Okay, Orange gets Kaputsk. Gaffin. There's
Okay, so
3 boys left.
3 left. Is it worth my last level 3 spot to just?
You can
nuke-
always cast it at level 4.
I don't have a level 4 right now.
Then never mind.
You don't have a
We
level
haven't
4?
rested since I tried to dimension door away
Oh,
from
okay.
General Pandaris.
That's right.
Well,
Wah.
you know what? Yep, they're getting bombed. Just
All right.
So if you're hurt,
Once again, a whistle pierces the air and a cacophony explodes. Some of the stone work underneath goes flying into the water and whatnot as these guards are eviscerated. Yeah. Kafon, anything else?
um. mm, I guess there are no other combatants, correct?
Unless you're gonna start attacking the banditos, no.
I mean, no.
Are they
I'm
dogs?
Gonna try. I'm gonna try. Yeah,
How dog are they?
I dump out my my zoo bag. I'm gonna try and come over here and help this guy.
All right. Gasper, your shoulder's in pretty bad shape. But the guard that was attacking you is dead.
They're all dead.
They are indeed all dead.
They're just shadows on the.
We're not quite sure why, but it was.
I have no idea why, but I'm assuming it's because, like, Jasper thinks that I guess everybody decided to rescue this guy, so he's going with it.
We knew him when I was younger. All right, we'll attack.
Yeah, I guess.
Jasper
Like,
had a
I
brief acquaintance with this guy. All right, attack.
I was trying to ask if, like, maybe he was like, maybe he was wrongfully imprisoned or something. No, we're just going for it. I'm gonna run. I can double dash right up here.
Roll me a quick acrobatics check, please.
Just to hop up there.
Just to make sure that the rest of the timbers don't collapse.
Wow.
Nat 20 is good.
Because, I mean, this thing is teetering on the edge, right? And it's being burnt by flames, so it's pretty precarious. But yeah, you managed to just, like, Naruto run, jump somehow on the flames. They make steps for you, and you manage to jump up, and you're now at the base of the half shattered timber that this man is being dangled by.
Yeah, so that's pretty much all I can do. I guess I'll just
Crack the rest of the timber.
no, I'll try and hold on to it and pull, I guess.
Okay. Roll me just a quick strength check.
I mean, I don't know if that counts as an, like, I don't have an action. That was
That's fine. You can just roll me a strength check.
all right.
Okay. Larch.
So it looks like they've got this handled. I'm gonna start going towards the people that are in the water.
Oh, okay. They're a decent ways away. They're a few hundred feet away.
He shifts into a lion seal form.
Okay, yeah. So
I would.
you'll start dashing towards that, and I think we're gonna take a quick break here. Have a quick couple minute break here, and then we'll be back. See what happens to Captain Uther, and the burning pillory he's on. So stay tuned, and we will be right back. And we are back. So, several of you. Well, first of all, Levine, you're standing here near the edge of a smoking crater, as bits of stone have been blown everywhere.
As I am.
You can see people in the water freaking out. Some of the ships are starting to. Some of the people are starting to come off ships, trying to figure out what's going on. You can also hear bells going on further back. Seems that the city seems it's under attack, and some more guards maybe begin being funneled this way.
Hey, there's no witnesses. They don't know what happened.
Gafon, the man is dangling here. His feet are being singed in the fire. What are you doing? He's currently lulled to the side. You can't really tell if he's breathing, but his feet are like full on in the fire.
What is like underneath him? Does that go off into the water eventually underneath him? Or?
No, it's just fire and stone currently.
Okay. I'm going to try and lift him up, I guess, with my strength.
All right, roll me a strength check then, please.
Oh God, here we go.
Come on, come on. Use adrenaline.
10. You kind of put a bit of a weight off of his shoulders, but he's still kind of dangling on this half-broken timber. Jasper and Larch, what are the two of you doing? Jasper, your shoulder is in real bad shape. It's just almost through the bone. Your arm almost got completely cut off.
We're out of initiative, right?
You are out of initiative, yes. You have the half-broken timber, so the timber's still hanging on by large chunks of fiber and stuff. You might be able to try and turn it so he's away from the fire.
How heavy does this piece of timber look?
It's like a ship's mast. It's pretty big boy.
So that's not gonna work.
Do you have the mending cantrip?
I do not.
Okay. That's unfortunate. Yeah, you're currently kind of babying your one shoulder. Your lute's kind of half dangling off your back. You're currently only really working with one hand. What do you? Or do you want to let Larch go first?
So Larch is trying to pull him up, like
Gafon's kind of currently holding his legs, keeping a bit of weight off this guy's shoulders, and his feet are kind of no longer in the fire. But the pillar you guys are standing on is currently at a very severe angle, and it's starting to burn. Like fire starting to creep up the side.
We got to break those chains somehow. I guess I'm just gonna run over. I'm gonna run over beside Gafon and like grab him the same way and try and drag him further from the fire, and if we can, up on the platform.
Yeah, so you kind of grab him with your one good arm, and try and start pulling him a bit away from the fire and away from the dangling. Larch.
Yeah. How close am I to these people?
Oh, that's right. You're running towards the edge, aren't you?
Running.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you're over here. You're probably about 150 feet or so. They're out there. Like the low tide kind of completely comes out. These are stone docks that come out. But this low tide section, it just goes out to like a large gravelly beach, potted with seashells and seaweed and stuff. And they're out a bit further. They're currently up to their knees in water. The child that's out, the kid that's out there, he's on a stilt, kind of still on the same pillars. He's about you're about 150 feet away from
them. As I'm running, I'm just yell, Levy, get the boat ready.
Okay. Levine.
How far am I from the water?
About 200 feet.
Cool. Okay.
I mean, there's different sections, but like your straightest line is 200 feet that way, or you can run down the docks towards one of the other ships and then kind of jump off the pier into the water there. But that's a lot deeper water, and who knows if you'll have enough time to.
Yeah. No, I would go for the straight line. Okay. Once I hear large yell, I'm booking it.
Okay. You gonna action
Before-
surge dash?
I will, but I'm gonna try and get a shot off first.
Who are you shooting?
I'm shooting at the chain holding a booster.
Okay, so you're running this way, and you're gonna try and over your shoulder shoot.
No, before I go.
Oh, okay.
Before I go. I've already got my short bow out.
Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna see if I can weaken it
So
and have him fall.
there's two options. You can do this. You can either take a -5 to your attack, or you can have disadvantage. This is a cold shot, and this is a fairly small target. What would you like to do?
Yeah. I will do. Let's do the -5.
Okay. So roll your sharpshooter attack. You're not your sharpshooter. Sorry. Roll your short bow attack, and we will -5 to it. 20. Okay. You need an 18 or higher.
Okay.
You manage to hit the chain, and it breaks. And Gaffon and Jasper are currently just holding this guy's leg. Jasper only has one arm. I need both of you to roll me. I need either both of you to roll me strength checks, or Gaffon to roll with advantage.
Or as soon as the weight starts to pull me, I let him go.
Okay, that's completely an option as well. Jasper, are you letting go
Okay.
as well?
He's he's gonna fall and pull us into fire.
You're going to be pulled off the side into fire and cobblestones. Yes.
Do I have time for an action?
No. This is a reaction. Either you try and pull him towards you, or you're being pulled, or you're just letting go.
I have a reaction though, correct?
Depending on what you're trying to do.
Cast Feather Fall on him and push him away from the fire. Because he'll float away from the fire then and land somewhere else. And Feather Fall's a reaction. I can cast it on a creature within 60 feet.
Roll me a dex check. See how quick on the draw you are.
Probably not.
13? Okay, yeah, you're able to get Featherfall off. So you let go
Yeah.
and manage to just, as you're letting go, just kind of throw a feather at him, and his body kind of goes a bit weightless, and you're trying to push him away.
Yeah, so pretty much I'm trying to, now that he has Feather Fall, he's going to fall. It's not levitate. But I want to redirect his fall to a point where he will land in a safe spot.
Okay.
Not like in fire.
Alright. Jasper, are you letting go?
I mean, do I recognize what he's doing? I see him chuck a feather at him.
You've only got a few seconds, so you letting him go?
I mean, yeah, if he's gonna pull me off the edge, I'd let go.
Okay. So the wood timber kind of releases a bit of its weight, kind of springs up a bit more from the weight no longer pulling him down. He's a heavy boy. He's been working all his life, even though he is still pretty gaunt. And as you guys are kind of stumbling back from just releasing him, he sails a bit. Larch, roll me a d6. Okay. You manage to just kind of push him a bit, and he kind of falls and rolls through the fire, but he doesn't manage to land in the fire. He is just kind of on the cusp of the fire. And I mean, it's cobblestone, so the fires aren't really going to spread, but his back might get a little singed. But judging from the day he's had, a little bit of burning is probably not the worst he's going to have in the morning, assuming he's even still alive. Yeah, so Levine, you're
Tossing this body around
you've not had a chance to check for
like a
vitals.
bunch of cats batting this ball around.
Like he's currently just dead weight. You stopped the healing on him. You honestly don't know. His back is currently torn open, bone is showing. Like you've no idea what's going on with him. So Levine and Larch, you two are bolting. Levine, are you using your action surge to dash? Okay.
Yep.
So you managed to get 60 feet, so you're still about 140 feet away from the water. Gafon and Jasper, the two of you see the body there. What are the two of you doing? You're kind of on this timber. The timbers are kind of creaking. The pillory's slowly being engulfed in the fire that Gafon started. Fortunately, it's in a large open courtyard, so nothing else is gonna... It's not like the city's gonna burn down or anything, but... They're gonna have to build a new pillory before they do this.
I'm going to look at Jasper and be like, we're gonna have to leave pretty quick. Do you have it from here? Because I'm gonna go back to rent the boat.
What are all the bandits doing? Are they coming to help their captain? Or?
They're following Levine.
They're following
three of
Levine.
them are following Levine. One of them is running towards you guys. The guy that you had originally talked to is running towards Uther.
Is there a safe way down to Uther, like through the fire?
Yeah, there's still the other staircase. It's a little broken, but you could just
Yeah, I'm gonna go down and check for vitals, like
medicine check,
as
please.
best I can. Medicine.
3. He's looking real bad. Don't know if he's breathing though. You can, through some of the scarring on his back, you can see bits of ribs poking out, some of his spine, some of his viscera inside. It's either way. You don't know. You can drop a healing on him, or you can try and do something else, or whatever.
I'm gonna drop a healing word on him.
All right. It doesn't matter what you're gonna heal him. He takes a very shallow, stuttery breath, groans. He comes to consciousness for a brief moment, screams in agony, and then drops consciousness once more, but he seems to be currently alive. He's probably going to need a lot more treatment, though.
Okay. I look at the bandit. Any ideas on how we move him?
Yeah, and he scoops down and, sorry, sir, and just lops him over his shoulder. And the wounds kind of separate a bit more as you just sealed them a bit, and it's bad. The guy in his gray and brown coat is starting to get a bit more crimson. Where are we going? You got a way out of here? Your friend said something about a boat?
Okay.
He just kind of stops and stares at you for a second. Come on!
Now, he's gonna have to carry this big guy. Like, we're not gonna move very fast, are we?
He's a strapping... And the guy Uther Thane lost a bit of weight, so yeah, he's holding him.
Listen.
He's losing weight as we speak.
My friends are super smart, and they always have a plan.
Where are we going? I don't care
This
about
way,
your friends.
and I had the direction Levy went.
Okay, and that's all I need to know. And he just starts running as fast as he can. He's pretty speedy, and he starts bolting towards after Levine and Larch. Gafon, you said you were going to start running towards which boat? You're muted.
You're muted.
The one that I went to, the
Malice.
The Malice.
Malice.
Damn. You don't want to go to the Cadmus? The warship?
No.
Damn.
No.
Oh, Satch.
I wanted it too, Gareth.
Sorry, you guys.
Maybe if you didn't start bells all of a sudden and just let us go there, we might have ended up going there. But now we have to hurry up and leave.
All right, so you
Says
run.
the man who cast fireball.
Hey,
You can
quick
hear.
way to end that situation.
You can hear bells going off further down in the town. You can hear people screaming and panicking. The one guy who was smiling, kind of getting off on the guy being tortured, he's gone. You don't know where he is. But you have a feeling more guards are probably going to show up sooner rather than later. Mm-hmm. You're running towards the Malice. It's a good trek from where you are. It'll probably take about 10 minutes with your little feet, unless you have another option to run faster. Okay, so you just kind of...
But as I'm running away, I want it to look like I'm running away from the fight, like it scared me. I'm like
All right,
running
roll
away
me a
from
performance
whatever.
check.
Great.
I'll say, yeah, just a performance check, no disadvantage or advantage. 6. No one's really around, but those who are around, maybe you're convincing them. Yeah. So, Larch, there are 6 figures currently in the water. 2 women, 3 men, and a boy. It looks probably 9 or 10. What are you doing?
And okay, does magic missile have enough force to break a rope?
What level are you casting it
However many gets me 6.
at?
I think that's a 3rd or 4th level.
I think that would be a
Hold
4th
on.
level. Because
There's
it's
3
3
normally, right?
Yeah, and then each
then-
one gets an additional, so that'd be 4th level, I think.
So I will use my 4th level on magic missile just to.
Okay, yeah, the chains that they're holding these people crack and break. They stumble. A lot of them look dehydrated, like they've been out here since high tide left. They look panicked.
I just point to Levy, and I go. And then I start running over to Levy.
One guy's like, are we following you? What's happening?
Yes.
Okay.
And
And
then I
he
run to
starts trudging through the water towards Levine. Yeah, Levine, you managed to get there in a couple 2 turns, so 18 seconds. You start trudging through the water. It's now deep enough that you can activate the boat. You're gonna activate the 24-person boat.
I'm gonna do it.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna
a-
whisper my keys.
You throw out this boat, and just like a fucking transformer, it just unfolds into this massive boat, and a lot of people are like, what the fuck? Where did this come from?
It's the only magic we can do next to burning hands. Be nice.
No, you also have a cantrip.
Oh, that's fair.
Um,
But when I'm allowed to use that.
The one man is the first to get towards you. He's got several scars, several tattoos, different symbols and stuff. He's currently only really in just like basically type boxers, and he's just like, what's happening? Where we go? What is this? I was told to come here. The llama person told me to come here.
You know that guy? He's my friend.
That is I am a person.
Do you want to escape?
Yeah.
You can get on the boat.
Okay. Do you have a crew?
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
Okay. So he just kind of comes over towards the side and just starts climbing up, and he just starts going to position and starting to get the boat ready to set sail away from the fucking shore.
He's a smart one.
A couple more people come by. Larch makes it to Levine.
Is the like one bandit that Jasper was talking to around?
No, he's still back about 100 feet away with the
Okay.
with the captain on his shoulder.
I'm gonna meet him and do a walk and talk with him.
He's not really walking, he's just full on sprinting. The sea spray is getting up into the guy's wounds. It looks like it's gonna hurt like a bitch, but fortunately he's unconscious. What do you want? He's just
know where
running
Whitestone
towards Levine.
Or Nightstone. Do you know where Nightstone is?
Yeah.
Okay. Sail to Nightstone every 24 hours. Get off this boat. It's gonna not be a boat.
What? Oh, okay.
You gotta reactivate it every day until you get to Nightstone.
Larch is
Meet us
giving
there.
away your boat.
Meet us there. We'll come pick you up in a few days. Okay?
I guess. Who are you people?
Don't worry. It's better if you don't know.
Okay. And he starts running. A couple of the other captains, they grab the captain by the shoulder and manage to gently as possible bring him up on board, and then the bandito that Jasper was talking to climbs aboard as well. So Jasper, Levine, and Larch, the three of you are here. Your boat's being loaded up with people. The kid finally makes it to the boat as well, starts climbing aboard, and the kid also starts getting into position, seemingly fairly familiar with boats.
Jasper,
You got a plan here, right, buddy?
we were attacked. You're our point man on this one, okay? We were attacked. We tried to help the guards because we work for the city, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. The three of us were here. Kafan was off getting a boat, which the council knows we're doing.
I sort of like nod and I'm like, I think I know where you're going with this one. And I tap my hat of disguise and I still look like myself, but I'm like all battered and bruised and shit. Like I got like a cut lip with blood coming down.
Unless Levine stops them, they're gonna set sail. It's your boat, Levine.
Levy, I will make sure that we get this boat back.
Are we good to go? We only got a couple more minutes.
Go.
All right. And they...
Wait. What is so Uther? When I knew him, what name did I know him by?
Mr. J.
Mrs. J.
It's all adding up. Sorry, he went by Martin Howells. MartynHowells.
So
I'll
I
actually-
just the bandit who helped me, or the pirate who helped me, I guess. I'll just say to him, when he wakes up, tell Martin that Jasper says you're welcome.
I don't know what that
then-
means, but okay. And they raise the anchor quickly and they just start going.
Arch is gonna die.
I give Levy my cloak and I say,
Here's
is
a spent
collateral.
cloak that doesn't work for the rest of the day.
take this as collateral. I'm sorry, but we will get this back.
I don't need collateral from you.
Oh,
Oh,
I just need your life.
I
need your
soul.
A2, Levy, A2. Yeah, okay. You guys kind of stand here looking like you were just fighting, which you technically were.
When am I not?
And you watch as the boat starts going away. Couple more minutes go by. It's been about 5 minutes, 5-minute response time. A large contingent of guards, because they just saw fucking 2 balls of fire get cast into the city. They heard and felt as craters appeared in the earth, 2 balls of fire, and so about 15 to 20 guards start coming up. And these guys don't look like the ones that you guys just fought. These guys are heavily armored, heavily armed. One actually even has a large... 3 of them are carting around a large crossbow on wheels. They have a large scorpion. And they halt. They see the 3 of you. One guy you've seen before around the General Tadar's keep. One of the guards that actually was there when they brought Jasper in. He comes up. Is everyone all right?
I mean, it was crazy. It was a total chaos. We just tried to get out of the way. I think several of your guards have been killed. I mean,
Where are the bodies?
I mean, there was a bunch of explosions. They might be burning up there. I don't know if you're gonna have much bodies left.
A lot of the guards are currently up there dealing with control and stuff, but this guy had kind of come out onto the gravel beach and is currently talking to you guys. Where's the other one?
We were looking at hiring a boat. He's actually talking to the captain of one of these ships. And we came down here to see what was going on, and then just all hell broke loose.
Roll me a deception check. I will say with advantage, because you had the chance to set your story straight, so you're prepared on this one. 16.
Ooh.
He kind of squints a bit.
Wait, aren't you a persuasion bard?
That's +7 on there. No, I'm not.
You're not
School
the
of
eloquence
Eloquence.
one?
No.
Oh.
No.
The guard kind of looks at you, the three of you, for a moment. Okay. I think you're free to go. You told us what you can. Thank you for trying to stop them. Who was on the block when the attack started?
Some pirate?
And the
I don't know.
pirate took the ones out in the tide?
It looked like a bunch of guys in cloaks jumped out of the crowd and they took him and they went and freed those guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it happened really fast.
All right. He kind of shakes your hand, nods, and goes back up. At around this point, come on. Just kind of clawing your way slowly to the mallets. Wait! Yeah, but you managed. But yeah, you get to the boat. That was quick. Are you all right?
Yes. There
was explosions.
Yeah, there was a bunch of chaos that happened down there. It might be a good idea for us to just get out of town.
I mean,
Freezing.
Discretion.
we've still got a bit of cargo to unload. I can't leave till dusk, late at the earliest.
Well, I told you I'd also come back once we were done talking and deciding on which ship we were going to take. And
Roll
my
me
party and
a deception check, please.
I haven't deceived her.
Roll me a persuasion check then.
What am I persuading her at? I haven't lied, and I'm not trying to get her to do anything.
All right, then. Okay. They just kind of. No, that's fine.
I said there was chaos,
Yeah.
and then we had the conversation, and I'm coming back to retain your services, just like we discussed earlier.
Yeah. As you're talking to them, they kind of just look like they're looking at you. Then they look towards the horizon and just. Okay. What time do you need to leave?
What time would you be ready?
Looks over their shoulder towards the towards their boat.
And I know that we had discussed leaving in the morning to give your crew a shore day before leaving. I could tell you our first stop's probably going to be in Nightstone, so it wouldn't be too far away and we could take a little bit of an extended stay there. So you're not on a job and then right on another job back to back with no rest for you and your crew. So essentially the question is when could you be ready to head out from here to Nightstone?
9.
Okay. Here is we discussed a $5,000 deposit or 5,000 gold deposit.
Indeed.
And then Nightstone being the first stop will be the next 1,000 there.
Okay.
And then I will hand over that $5,000 right now.
Okay. She takes it, shakes her hand.
There will be a handful of people coming to probably, if it's okay with you, to go ahead and board and set their stuff ready, and be waiting. I'll just let them know to mention their passengers for me. That way, you guys know that they're with us.
Okay. And they turn around, they grab the bosun's whistle on their neck and give out a whistle and start barking orders, and some of the crew start basically double timing, starting to unload quicker. And they take the coin, go back up the ramp, and disappear.
Okay. From there, I'm going to use my sending stone to let Atlas and Crate know that we're taking. Let them know everything.
Yeah.
We're taking this ship, and they're ready. We're leaving at 9. You can come early to get squared away, do what you need to do, but we're leaving at 9.
Okay. You hear back. Got it. Thanks.
And then I don't know where General Tandaris is because he told Jasper. So I'm pretty much going to get to know the ship and stuff in the meantime until I can get a hold of somebody. So get to know the ship, find my quarters, things like that.
Okay. Yep. You're able to offload some stuff if you need to. Looks like you're going to be bunking with another person. A lot of the bunks are 2 to a room. There's one that is 1 to a room. I mean, you're first there. You could take it if you want.
No, I was just going to make sure Atlas and Crate had a spot for them because they're going to be bunking together. And then I would find somewhere where I would be comfortable. I don't need a solo room.
Okay. Yeah. All right. And you're going back to meet up with the group, or are you staying here?
I was going to hang out here.
Okay. So, a couple minutes go by. 20 or so minutes go by. Gaffon doesn't return. However, Jasper. 16 passive?
Yep.
Alright, never mind. So the 3 of you are here together. What's the plan? Gaffon has not returned.
My plan is to roll for perception.
The guards seem to be milling about. They're putting out the fire that the bandits started. And they're kind of cornering off the crater so that they can have a cobbler in here to recobble.
Yeah, guys, I think we've gotten away with it for now, but I don't think we should push our luck. Did Gaffon say where he was? He said he was going to hire the ship to me before he left. So
that must mean we're going to the Black Swan.
So
We're going to the catnip, right?
The Cadmus.
Yeah, so if I think he's probably going to try and get us a early as possible departure. Should we go meet him there, or should we go get the general and his family first?
We should meet him there and figure out if he's gotten it. Probably.
All right, so let's go to the ship first.
Okay. You guys head towards the Malice. You find Gaffon. You manage to secure some rooms. Is any of you taking the single room?
I'd assume the pregnant woman might want it.
Jasper just walks in, is like, all right, kicks the door, and
Oh,
it's my
yeah.
room. It's just like this big,
No.
like, king's room. It's like,
Jasper.
hey, baby, it's my room now. Fuck you. Okay. Yeah, you guys get your bunk sorted out and whatnot. The 4 of you are back together.
So we're ready to set sail at 9 p.m. I've already let Atlas and Crate know. I don't know where our other passengers are, but they need to be here by 9. We are leaving at 9.
It's safe.
Okay.
It's currently around 4 in the afternoon, so you got about 4.5, 5 hours.
Can I make it to his family crypt and back in that time?
Yeah.
How
Well,
fast if I
he's-
become a horse?
Faster, but I mean, there's only so fast you can travel, even as a horse, through a city. There's gonna be
What if
streets. And
what
stuff.
if he transforms into a horse and then I cast fly on him?
that would
Um,
that would work? Yes.
Yeah, no, we're not flying a horse through the city.
Another thing we have to do.
Are flying a platypus.
Another thing we have to do, and I hand Jasper the platinum bar.
We are not going to have time. That is the opposite end of the city. The rest of the payment is due when we get back, right? Like,
No, it's $5,000 now, which I've already paid. 1,000 grand or 1,000 gold per stop, and then
how many stops?
There are a lot of stops.
Countless number of stops. We have to have
Wherever
money.
you drop the general off, though, they may be able to cash it in there.
20. Well, if we make at least 15 stops, then we don't have to pay anymore, right? So
Yeah.
It's around about 1,000, but depending on the thing, it's
can we ask if the captain will just take this?
I mean, that's an option, but
you can.
And just say, hey, we'll pay in full if you take this.
I can go ask. I'll
you
go ask her
can,
right now.
yeah.
I'll go ask her right
Try, because literally the place I have to go to see that fence
Yeah,
is like
I'll
the
go after it,
northernmost part of the city.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you approach the captain, El Capitan. You approach Gal, and we're not quite ready yet.
I think you're muted.
I was talking to my
Yeah.
wife.
Yeah, I know. That's why. Yeah, Gal just says we're not quite ready yet. It's only been about.
Yeah, no, I know you're not ready. So the party and I were discussing. We do have another way if you'd be interested, and I wanted to leave this up to you. I've already given you the 5,000, and you said 20 total. And I pull out the platinum bar, and I was like, "This has been appraised at 15,000." I didn't want to just here you go, because sometimes getting it converted over to gold can be a pain. But if you would be willing to take this for the remainder 15, I would give this to you right now, and we'd be completely paid up for the entire trip.
They kind of hold on to it for a second, look it over. They see the symbol. They kind of squint their eyes a bit and look at you. All right. We can do that. I promise discretion, and that's what my crew will keep.
Okay. And so far the only people that know of that object is the 4 in my party, the one that gave it to me, and you. The one that gave it to me will be on the boat too. So
Just to let you know, if we get a harbor inspection and we are found with this, I'm throwing you under the boat. You will be taking the fall. Are we agreed? This is illegal.
Am I there for
You
this
are not.
conversation?
You are not. Kafan is there. This is
let me
illegal
ask-
for me to have in possession.
Well, I would expect the fact that you agreed to take it, that you were willing to take that risk. If you feared a harbor inspection that much, you wouldn't have taken it. So
I'm just letting you know.
okay, if it comes down to that, we
You're
will
taking
cross
the
that bridge
fall.
when we get there.
And they, on their swivel chair, just start doing some stuff, and then they just kind of ignore you for the rest, and the conversation's finished, basically. Who's all going to get the captain?
The general.
Sorry, the general, yes.
Levy will go.
Okay.
Yeah, we gotta book it to the crypts in the City of the Dead, get them and book it back.
I assumed because my conversation was really short, I would get back before they leave and let them know that was accepted.
Yeah.
Well, if we get caught, I mean, he will be here, so.
Okay, so I'm gonna stay here because I'm kind of like still hurt and tapped out on if we run into any more trouble. Plus, we have Atlas and Crate showing up, so I'm gonna get them all loaded on the ship.
Do we know if they're bringing the sending stone?
They're bringing the other end of this sending stone.
Maybe
Okay.
you don't really know that.
I mean,
We should tell them to bring the sending stone, and then we should take the other half so that if something happens, like, you can still talk to us.
Here's the thing about running across the city right now. The guards that saw us do this attacking are all dead, but there were people there who would have witnessed it, other people. So maybe the people who are running across town right now should be people who can disguise themselves effectively.
I can do that.
So maybe this is one for me and Larch.
You guys
I
hear
just-
you guys hear a faint tapping at the porthole in the room you guys are talking in, and you can see a small little silhouette on the porthole window.
We'll look through it.
You can
Porthole.
see Archimedes. It's just kind of sitting there in the window, just kind of looking at all of you. Just kind of taps the window on it with its beak.
I'm
I
gonna
guess we go around to Archimedes.
Just lifts its wing like it's waving at you.
I'm guessing they're here, so I'm going to go greet
Mhm.
them. You
Yeah.
guys figure out how to get the rest of the people here.
But
And I'm gonna go handle that.
do we
I'll be a
want?
horse. You be whoever.
Yeah, I flick my hat and I turn into like a young-looking halfling with
We'll be
a
a horse.
big top knot.
You turning into a horse in the boat, or
Not in the boat. Maybe like once we're on the deck of the boat.
there's a fucking horse in here.
He rocks proudly out.
Okay. Yeah, you can see a small procession of those black cloaked figures that were outside the school are here with a small carriage, and stepping out is Crate, still full plate armor, large glaive and longbow on his back, and he has a massive crate with him. Crate's carrying a crate, yes, I know, and he just
Crate and barrel.
there's rooms for us available.
They have rooms with 2 bunks per room, so I made sure that there was a room that you and Atlas had.
All right, and he takes this just massive crate, which we assume holds who knows what, and brings it down. And then the frailed, gnarled hand kind of comes out of the carriage with a small little wooden cane. Archimedes comes and lands on his head, and he starts slowly walking towards the boat, following after Crate. So Larch, Levine, or sorry, just Levine, or just Larch and Jasper are heading.
Mhm.
Okay.
It's horse time.
Giddy up.
Okay. Do we want to end there? I know, Josh, you said you had something you need to do around this point.
Yeah, if everybody's good with it.
Seems like as good a place as any.
Yeah, it's a good timing.
Before all the drama happens of trying to get these wanted people out of town.
Okay, so we close the scene with an old man, very, very old, rickety man, climbing up a gangplank that's slippery with soaked water and whatnot, and he's slowly following after this massive half-orc, and Larch, his body extends, his face kind of elongates, he just screams in pain as his body transforms into a horse.
Turn to Gus.
Jasper jumps into his back as a young halfling. Gafon and Leving, who knows what they're gonna fucking get up to.
Fireball.
Well,
Make it a
unfortunately,
I'm on
blues
a
cruise.
panic.
but we will find out. I believe we're all still good to play next week.
I believe
Yep.
so.
When
Yep.
when are you off, Larch? You said 6th of September?
What is the week of the 12th? Would that be the 13th?
The 13th.
Yeah.
Would be that Monday?
Yeah.
That is the day I cannot.
Okay.
But I should be back the 20th.
Okay. So we've still got.
That's still a couple weeks out
Yeah.
though.
Alrighty. Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming back and sticking in there and enjoying lots of fun times. We will see you all next week, and I hope you all have a good rest of your weekend or your week or whatever the hell. Alrighty. Bye,
Or
everyone.
whatever you do.
Whatever.
Bye.